What's up, guys? Pastor Rob here, back with another reaction video. As usual, I've got my son Gage.
What's up?
And as usual, we're going to be reacting to a song requested by you guys in the comment section of our videos. Now keep in mind, this is not an endorsement of the song, the artist, or the genre as a whole, but an attempt to create discussion and encourage discernment while listening to music. To learn more about us, visit PastorRobReacts.com. Also check out our sponsor, Fallen by Nature Christian Streetwear at fallenbynature.com, and consider supporting us on patreon.com. Today's song is a heavily requested song by the band SlipKnot, which we've done quite a few, maybe how many? Handful of songs.
Our first reaction video was one of their songs.
All Out Life, yep.
And I know we did Snuff, and then there was, I forget the other one. It was
Devil and I.
Yeah, yeah, I had like the graphic warning at the beginning or whatever.
Yeah, so if you go back and watch our very first video,
you'll see the progression.
You'll see our growth as reactors and just learning how to interact with this genre of music. Gage is obviously into that kind of music. I am completely just learning when we started the channel. I mean, I have some knowledge just from passing and living in the world, but I never really looked into it.
Yeah.
So typically what we do is we listen to the song and then we discuss the lyrics from a Christian's perspective, which will offer some new insight to your favorite song and also help you learn some discernment as you're listening to music. Yes, so this song is heavily requested, Heretic Anthem by SlipKnot off their album Iowa. And I'm ready to just jump right into it. I'm kind of excited actually because
I don't think there's really much more to say.
People have been requesting this for 2 years.
True, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm finally getting around to doing it.
See if it can live up to the hype.
Well, yeah. Expectations high. Let's do it. Ready?
We'll see.
Here.
Wait, was it panning?
Yeah.
I don't know if my headphones are plugged all the way in. There we go. That's why everything sounded so weird when we were warming up. Okay.
I'm not dead yet. Got a super dread man with a name of drug head. Like a deadbeat winner, I wanna be a sinner and not a lifeline for the industry killer. I'm killing this man that you don't understand. I'm a suicide body and I'm guaranteed to fucking snap. I'm suicidal, it's monolithic. Breakdowns, obscenities, it's all I wanna be. If you're fine, then I'm sex. Living fine, I'm sex. When I get fine, what's it like to be a heretic? If you're fine, what's it like to be a heretic? Everybody's so infatuated. Everybody's so completely sure of what we are. Everybody down for me, from miles away, from face to face. I haven't got nothing to say. I bleed for this and I bleed for you. Sure, you look at my face like I'm somebody new. Joy, nobody wants anything I've got, which is fine because I'm made of everything I'm not. If you're fine, then I'm sex. Living fine, I'm sex. When if you're fine, what's it like to be a heretic? If you're fine, what's it like to be a heretic?
I like how they have all the layered vocals.
Yeah,
like the chant.
I like the drums right there.
Yeah.
I like all the panning and the use of space.
Yeah, for sure.
Heavy too.
They're very smart about that because they pan it in some parts, but like during the verses they have it super chaotic. Everything just like a whole wall of sound. Pretty cool.
The slightest, but teaching your prices, the listening, collaborating. All the money in the world can't buy me. Go ahead, lie to me, tell me again how you're tortured. I wanna know how you followed your own so well. You're full of shit, you wanna dream, but this ain't it. If you're 555, I'm 666.
I like that.
If you're 555, I'm 666.
Yeah.
If you're 555, I'm 666.
Dang. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
They got all like crazy like noises. feedback.
Broken glass. That's pretty neat.
I like the noise. And like
It's leaving you hanging.
Cool.
That was interesting the way it ended like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, so heavy as usual. We've grown to like Corey Taylor's lyric style, and I mean his delivery.
Yeah, he's very creative with that.
Yeah, he's very creative. Good.
Yeah, there's a couple parts like just kind of the way that he rode the beat to put it in hip hop terms.
Hey,
It was cool.
speaking my language.
Yeah. After listening to that song, there's one question because he says 666. That just leaves me to wonder, like, why was 6 afraid of 7?
Cause 789, bro.
There we go.
You know.
There we go.
Great, my boy, the dad
That
joke.
was a total dad joke. I'm
so
sorry.
proud.
Forgive me.
I am so proud.
No, that was cool. I think as far as SlipKnot songs that we've reacted to so far, I'd say that was the heaviest one.
Yeah, I liked it because it had a little bit of a vintage feel to it. Probably maybe because of the year.
I mean, 2001 at this point is pretty close to vintage as far as music goes.
Ouch. But yes.
Hey, I mean, I was only born I was born right around that era, so
Yeah.
it means I'm almost vintage.
I was having kids in that era, so what does that say about me?
You're old.
Yes.
But no, I'd definitely say it was one of the heaviest because all the other like heavy ones that we reacted to. What was the one, the graphic warning one? What was that one called again?
The Devil and
The
I.
Devil and I. Yeah, like that one was heavy, but there was also like a chorus, like really singy. If I remember correctly, there was a lot of like clean singing. This one was just kind of the whole time, just like yelling and shouting, and then the
in
chants.
your face and heavy. It's very
heavy.
Used the word chaotic. I wrote that
Drums
down.
were crazy the whole time.
Lots
Guitars.
of use of the stereo space.
Yeah.
Moving around. Yeah, I agree. From a music perspective, it was good.
As far as the lyrics go, it really, to me, felt like a personal attack on my beliefs.
Ah.
But I think as Christians, it is good to challenge yourself in what you believe. As with anyone, like atheists should challenge themselves, like, what do I really believe? Everyone should do that.
Right.
Healthy practice.
It's very, very healthy practice. So as I'm thinking about this, just the title alone, heretic,
Yeah.
right? So that sounds like an attack on religion. From a religious perspective, a heretic is somebody who differs from the established opinions of the church. So doctrines, established doctrines, historical doctrines, when they differ, they're called heretics.
Yeah.
So some heretics are more subtle and more believable than others. Some are just way out there in left field, and you're kind of going, that's definitely heresy.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, a heretic is someone who differs in opinion from an accepted belief, or like a nonconformist. So non-religious definition could be that nonconformity is a heretic, right? Though the world doesn't typically use that terminology, but that's also an alternate definition.
Yeah.
So as shocking as the lyrics seem on the surface level, I actually don't think it's specifically an anti-church song. I'm not.
I'm just looking at face value.
Yeah.
Specifically the chorus. I don't know.
No, I mean, I see what you're saying. There are some Christian imagery being used.
Yeah.
But what it seems to
Could be more than that.
What it seems to me is it's an anti-mainstream song. Which is
Maybe I was reading into it a little bit.
Sure, I mean, but that's what's so cool about this song and this genre.
Music in general,
Yes,
really.
even with The Devil and I, same thing.
Yeah.
You go, oh, devil, it's obviously about Satan, but it wasn't.
And that's one thing that's really cool about SlipKnot. And one thing that leads people to misunderstand them a lot is the imagery they use to get their message across, because it's very shocking, even their visual imagery. But when you really take a look at it, there's a deeper meaning.
There's deeper meaning.
And I think that's what their fans really appreciate about them.
I think so too, and I've grown to appreciate it. Now, this is by no means saying they're Christian or pro-Christian. They're probably anti-Christian just as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think there's an anti-Christian song on the first album.
Yeah, and I'm sure there is. When I think about
I'm trying to remember, because I used to listen to that album a little bit.
When I think about that first song we reacted to them that we completely missed the point of,
All Out Life?
All Out Life.
Yeah.
Remember, We Are Not Your Kind. That was the chorus. And
Yeah.
it seems to be a theme of theirs that they're different. That
Yeah.
they're different than everybody else.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're one thing, we're the other. If you're what was the lyrics? If you're where's my lyrics?
555.
If you're 555, then I'm 666.
Yeah.
I'm not conforming to you.
Yeah.
So, the 666 thing
Obviously has a religious
yes,
implication.
that definitely comes from the Bible, and that's the number of the Antichrist in Revelations 13. Revelation. I don't know S at the end. I keep doing that. I'm from the South.
Yeah, everyone does that.
Revelation
Revelations.
13:18 is where the number 666 is mentioned, and it's the mark of the beast, the number of the Antichrist. So religiously speaking, 666 is related to evil, right? So maybe, when I'm looking at the lyrics, maybe he's saying he identifies with evil, and maybe 555 is just sort of the standard way of living.
He says breakdowns, obscenities. It's all I want to be.
So exactly. So that's I want to be evil. The 55. Now I'm not into biblical numerology unless the Bible specifically speaks on a number like 666. There's different views of what that could mean. If it was something to come or something that already happened, like it was Nero that it was referring to. I'm not going to get into all that here, but I mean they get crazy. Like 555 could mean the fifth book or the fifth chapter or the fifth verse, that kind of stuff.
That's conspiracy theory stuff.
Yeah, that gets weird. So I steer.
And then people are like 777 is a holy number or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which you can draw some of those lines. It's a lot of times when seven's used, it's a deal with holy, but the Bible doesn't say 777 is a holy number like that. It doesn't speak of it like that. But you can draw those conclusions. But that's reading into the text and beyond what the authors intended. And that's where you get in. That's where you get into. Wait for this. That's where you get into heresy.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it. This is interesting thought, bro. 555 is the number that phone numbers start out with in movies.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's that way anymore, but back in the day, somebody said, "Hey, call me 555-1622." Right?
Yeah.
So is that like Hollywood fakeness? Is that
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, actually.
I don't know. That's an interesting
I don't
thought.
identify with that.
So he's like, I'm not like going to be like you and conform to this, sort of. Is butt rock the right term? I keep hearing this term butt rock. What does that mean?
You've been watching too much Finn McKenzie.
I know. I follow him on Instagram.
Butt rock? I don't even know.
I actually asked in one of their comments to see what it means. So maybe I'm using it right. I don't know. But
Yeah.
I imagine it means just standard cookie cutter rock.
Yeah, basically.
And if that's the case, I think that's what SlipKnot is saying here, that their goal was nonconformity to musical norms in a broader sense, right?
Yeah.
But potentially religious norms as well.
Yeah.
And that's to your point, potentially religious norms as well. So in other words, they're rebels, like pretty much everybody else is, right? Yeah. Interesting that they'd become mainstream as well. So they're actually the thing they kind of hate.
Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
How dare they?
The plot thickens. We've gotten so much trouble on these SlipKnot videos for saying stuff. But I can't help but think, so like anytime this comes up, this idea of nonconformity, I can't help but think of Lecrae's song Rebel.
Dang, Lecrae. I almost wore my 116 hat.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Been a good connection. So
yeah.
in that song, there's a preacher that speaks at the end of the song, and he says, "You're just a conformist. If you're drunk and naked and driving around on a loud motorcycle, smoking cigarettes and breaking commandments and getting pregnant out of wedlock, everyone's done that. It's so tiring. If you really want to be a rebel, read your Bible, because no one is doing that. That's rebellion. That's the only rebellion left. So think about that.
Yeah.
We're rebels doing what everybody else is doing, drinking, smoking. I'm not necessarily saying those things are sins. You've seen some other videos, but, you know,
Yeah, true.
painting a picture of common
There
ideas
was
of
a good
rebellion.
video where we talked about drinking. I don't even remember.
Tool Sober.
Yeah, that was a good
Look it up.
analysis.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
But the point is that you're basically doing the things of the world and claiming to be a rebel at the same time. Now, Jesus was killed for being a rebel. He rebelled against the societal norms in some ways, the religious norms in some ways, but he rebelled in a positive sense. He didn't. He was rebelling for truth,
Yeah.
not rebelling for just sin and lies.
Yeah.
So to me, that's a rebel. I don't know. If he's 666, I'm 777, right? I'm rebelling.
Is that another dad joke?
Hey, I
mean,
it
it works.
It's come natural. They just pull them out like this. Bang, bang, bang. I was trying to think of Ricochet Rabbit. I can't remember
Ricochet
the chord.
Rabbit?
Yeah,
What is
never
that?
mind.
I
Some
don't
dad out there is going, "Oh, Ricochet Rabbit, haha, Sheriff Ping, ping, ping," as they always say that. Anyway, something like that. I'm really going way back.
I don't even know.
So I don't know. How come I have two end choruses? Where's the rest of my lyrics? They're there. I want to look a little bit deeper at the lyrics, although I've already made my kind of final point here. This first verse, I like this. I'm a pop star threat and I'm not dead yet. That's pretty interesting because sometimes it takes your passing for you to have real effect and influence. So he's making this line like, hey, I'm already a threat and I'm not even dead yet. Imagine.
Yeah.
Right? Then he goes into what you were talking about, wanting to be a sinner, basically. I don't know. Pretty standard rebel stuff. I like this. This shows his passion for the music. Everybody's so infatuated. Everybody's so completely sure of what we are. Everybody defames from miles away, but face to face, they haven't got a thing to say. So he's saying people like to talk and say this and that about them, but when they meet him, they don't say a word about it, right? They're hypocrites in their own right, and they're, what is that, smile on your face, stab you in the back kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what
that's a good set of lines there, actually.
Yeah, and then he expresses his passion for music. I think this could be, I bleed for this, and I bleed for you. Still you look in my face like I'm somebody new. I don't know what toy. It says toy. I don't know if that's the actual lyric. Toy, nobody wants anything I've got, which is fine because you're made of everything I'm not. So again,
I wonder if that could be like a relational thing too, almost like in Snuff, where he could be talking like to someone. I bleed for you. Still, you look me in my face like I'm someone new, like you don't even know me. Toy. Maybe someone played him like a toy, like just.
Ooh, this is good. That's good. It could very well be that he's. Again, it seems a lot of stuff's about anti-mainstream music, so it could be that he's speaking to either his fans or former production studio or something like that.
Yeah.
Record label.
Yeah.
Could be that he's saying that, like, you're made of everything I'm not. We're not aligning. I'm not your kind.
Yeah.
And then this one here is interesting. This is very self-aware. Let me tell you why I haven't the slightest. I'm teaching your brightest. They're listening, clamoring. So he's acknowledging the fact that he has the control over his audience. No matter how smart they are, they're clamoring to hear from him. He's teaching the brightest. Now, make no mistake, when you listen to music, anytime somebody's presenting ideas and thoughts, you're being taught. And that's why this channel is important to us, because we're talking about discernment, teaching discernment to help you to look beyond.
Because they're putting a message out. It's up to you to decide what you want to do with that.
Yeah, he's putting a message out of rebellion and nonconformity, really. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what angle he's coming from, whether it's religious or mainstream music or whatever.
Yeah, the theme's
mainstream
there,
music.
regardless.
Yeah, mainstream music would be a lot more of an innocent of a type thing. Like, hey, listen, rebel
Could be
it.
both. Could be all of the above.
And I wouldn't argue because some of the stuff I hear on the radio, I'm like, this is garbage. I want to hear something a little more challenging, a little better than that. But
yeah, for sure.
all the money in the world can't buy me. Go ahead, lie to me. This is why I think he's speaking to somebody like having to do with his career. Tell me again how you're tortured. I don't know what that means. I'd be interested. If you know what it means to be
He could
tortured.
be talking about religion there, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't really know.
I want to know how you followed orders so well. I like
Because that's what makes me think. Because a lot of people look at religions, Christianity, as a rule book. Tell me how you followed orders so well. I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah. Comment below. I don't know. I'm sure there's from what I understand about his music, there's some underlying story connected to something, and that we're just missing because we don't have SlipKnot history.
I know. I feel like we need some context, but I don't really know the context of the song. I'm just kind of going off of what we have here in the lyrics.
He said, last line, you had a dream, but this ain't it. Like you thought you had a concept in your mind that this was going to be a certain way, but this ain't it. Again, I'm operating on the idea that he's speaking.
Maybe he's talking about the American dream.
That could be it too. Shoot.
Dang. There's a lot. It could be anything, really.
Well, I'd be interested to know what you guys think. I know we've shared a lot of our thoughts here in the last 20 some odd minutes. Leave some comments down below. Help us understand a little bit more. We're always trying to. We read a lot of the comments. That first video has a lot of hate comments, and I've read them. I've read them.
Yeah. At one point, I think the dislike to like ratio was. I think the dislikes passed the likes at one point. When we first started out, that was a little discouraging.
Yeah.
But I mean,
it wasn't.
what can you do?
It
wasn't even like a great video.
Yeah. I wasn't doing it for the likes. In fact, that was our test video just to see if this was even doable. We didn't think anybody'd see it.
Yeah.
But I've kept it up to show growth. Hopefully, people look back and go, "Wow."
Yeah. Just kind of embrace our blunders.
That's okay. We're all gonna have those days and those moments. If I could fix one thing in that song before we go in that reaction, I suggest, because he blasphemes GD, right?
Yeah.
And I said, replace it with Allah or something like that. AD, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, how dare you replace it with other God? That's it. You're a hypocrite. And I'm like,
I mean, that was the point.
That was the point. Like, when you do that, you realize how the brunt of that phrase, how insulting it can be to a Christian. When you put another name in front of it that you're not used to hearing it, puts it on your fresh ears. That's all.
Wasn't there an episode of The Simpsons where they started using Homer's name as like a curse word or something?
I think I may have used that analogy in that video.
But something Danny said at one point, our old pastor, because he used to always talk about The Simpsons.
And it's probably where we got it from.
Probably.
But you pulled a Homer because he blew up the nuclear plant. You pulled a Homer. And Homer wanted to move because everybody's saying you pulled a Homer. Like, using somebody's name to express disgust or disdain is painful. Like Karen. Imagine being named a Karen right now.
True. That would suck.
Like that Super Bowl commercial. The lady gave her like a I'm sorry card or something, right? And she said, but I am Karen. Oh, I'm really sorry. So anyway. All right. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about us, visit PastorRobReacts.com. Make sure you visit us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Pretty active on Instagram and Facebook. And also hit me up at rob@PastorRobReacts.com. Until the next video, may the light of the Lord continue to shine on you.
Peace.